Today we're going to be looking at transposing audio. Transposing basically is taking a musical note and moving it from one note to another. In this case we're going to be looking at mainly going from one octave to another, but you could definitely do notes in between. In fact, we might go over that. So let's say you have a recording of a piano playing a C note. Now you can transpose that into other notes or other octaves. And different programs do this different ways, and depending on the feel of the music, if you're making music or sound that you're trying to create, you may want to go one route or another. But let me show you what many programs do. Here I'm just going to use Jackbeat as an example, but programs like LMS and what was the name of the other program? Specimen will do the transposing in a similar way. So I'm going to click my first track here, load a sample, and I'm going to choose this piano C note that I've recorded. Open it, and I'm just going to put a note here, and let's make this 120 beats per second, or per minute. So here we go, this is what this sounds like. So that's a C note being played. Now, I can change the octave of this, and basically there's 12 notes in an octave, so if I move this knob up, if I'll just scroll my center wheel over at once, you can see the pitch goes from 0 up to 12. So now it should still be a C note, but up one octave. Let's have a here. Okay, I'll move it up one more octave, so now we're 2 octaves above our original C. Now you can tell it's getting higher pitch, but you also may notice that it's shortening up the note. I'm going to give you a better visual on this. So what I'm going to do is first I'm going to scroll back down and set the pitch back to 0. And so we have our original note. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to export the original note. I'm going to create a folder here. Actually, I've already created a folder. Go into temp, Rubberband. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. File, export. Let's go to the folder Rubberband. Temp, Rubberband. And in here I'm going to save it as just one dot wave, and that will be our original C note played twice in a loop at 120 beats per minute. So I'll export that loop, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up 2 octaves, so up 24 notes, so keys on a piano, we've gone up 24 keys, so we're 2 octaves above, once again still playing a C note but at a higher pitch. And we're going to export that as 2 dot wave. I'll go up even more, I'll go up 2 more octaves, so we're now at 48, so 12, 12, 12, and 12 equals 48. You'll hear that. You can hear that it's very high pitch, and it also is a very short note now as opposed to the original note. So we're going to export that as wave 3. And just for fun, let's go down to negative 24. So we're going to go down. We're still playing a C note, but 2 octaves lower than our original C. And what I'm going to do is I'll export that, and we'll just export that as 4 dot wave. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Ardor here, and I'm going to say import, and I will go to the folder here that we have this saved in, and I don't know why it's not letting me go directly there. We'll just go temp, band, and first let's just import these first 2, have a look at them. So we have our original note, and then we also have our one that is 2 octaves higher. And as you can see by looking at it, it is also a shorter note. Let's go ahead and import the other 2. Apply. And drag these over here so you can see. So you can see all of these are all C notes at different octaves, but you also notice that doing it this way distorts it by speeding up or slowing down the note, giving it a different length. Now that may be what you want to go for depending on the sound you're trying to create, but also may not be what you want. So let me go ahead and show you a few different ways. but mainly we're going to be looking at the command line way using a program called Rubberband to change the octave or the note of a note without changing the length. So here we are. I am in that folder with our wave files, and once again, 1.wave is our original C file, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a program called Rubberband, which is not installed by default probably, but should be in your repositories if you're running a Debian-based distribution, probably other distributions as well. And of course you can do --help to look at the quick help file here, and if we look real quick, it tells you here you want to use Rubberband, give it an option, the input wave and an output wave, and right here we're going to change the pitch. So we're going to do -p, or you could do --pitch. We're just going to do -p since it's shorter. So what we're going to do is, let's go ahead and just clear the screen here real quick. We're going to say Rubberband -p, and we want to move it up 2 octaves. So that would be 24 notes, 24 keys on the piano. And we're going to give it our original wave file, and then we're going to say 2a.wave. So we'll hit enter. Takes a little bit to generate. We've generated a wave file here. Now if I go and I say import, and I import 2a.wave, I'll drag it over here, and I'll put it right here next to this. So these 2 loops here are the same note at the same key. They're the C note 2 octaves above our original C, but you'll notice that this one is still the length. Unclick from that. Still the original length of our original C. So you can see these are the same length, but this bottom one is 2 octaves higher than the top one, which is actually the same octave as this one. Let's go ahead and give that a quick listen. So I'll just line them up so they play one after another. So you can hear that they're the same note, just one is longer than the other because we've distorted it less. Let's go ahead and do the same for our other notes here. So running the same command, this time we're going to make a output file of 3a.wave, and we'll go up 48 notes. And as we also did in Jackbeat, we can go the other way, and we can go down in octaves. So you'll notice here it's taking a little bit longer to move it more octaves, but let's go ahead and go negative here, and we'll make that 4. So we are now, warning, I did something wrong. Let's try, I don't think I went down 48 anyway, but let's go negative. So I don't know why it didn't let me go down negative 48. I'll look into that later. But going down 24 is fine. So let's import those. So 3a and 4a. Bring them in here. So here is 3a, which should be the same as this note here. But you can definitely see that they are different lengths. So I'm going to go ahead and line these up here. And then these ones, you can see that the original one where we lowered the pitch played much longer, but when we did it using Rubberband, it's still the same length as the original. So let's go ahead, put all these together, and listen to them play out. Last one was actually lined up, so definitely a difference. You're still going to get distortion. The more you change the pitch, the more distortion there's going to be. But I feel that you're going to get less of a distortion because you're not changing the speed, you're only changing the pitch. Now, once again, you may want the shorter notes. It all depends on what you're going for. Now, I also told you I'd show you more than one way of doing this. That is the command line way, and Rubberband does do things, other things other than just this, which we're going to go over in future tutorials. But right now, if I take this note, our original here, let me duplicate it. So here we have a duplication of it. Ardour allows you to do the same thing that we were just doing in the command line. If I right-click it, I can come down here, I can go transpose, and right here it says octaves. So I want to move it up 1 octave, I just add one there. If I want to go down 1 octave, I'll go there. Let's go up 1 octave, shift, and it looks the same, but if we hear it, we'll put it right here. should be 1 octave higher. So we have C, 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 but the second C is a higher octave. Should be the same, or actually 1 octave lower than this C, because this is only 1 octave, this was 2 octaves higher. So actually, let's duplicate this again. Duplicate it, right-click it, go to Transpose, and we'll go up 2 octaves. And there we go. You can even see that these two look the same now, because they are the same. They're the same octave and the same length. So we basically did the same thing just now with Ardor as we did from the command line. So let's go ahead and play this. And that's it. That's transposing notes, any audio file, using Rubberband or Ardor with a little less distortion, because you don't change the speed as you would with a lot of other programs such as LMS, Specimen, Jackbeat. Actually, most programs do this do it that way because they try to do it real time. I think it takes less processing to do it this way than it would to do it in the way we just went over. But if you're not doing live music, it's okay to do it this way. So I thank you for watching. Please visit filmsbychris.com. That's Chris with a K. There's a link in the description, and I hope that you have a great day.